Welcome back to Sportsbook Review Videos. Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons is next up on our coverage of Bet365 season-long prop betting picks here for quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers. Ryan has an over-under of 4,435.5 passing yards here for the 2016 season. Ryan recently came out and said that the Falcons could average 30 points per game, and while I think that he is obviously a little bit biased in that would really aim at a 9-point jump from last year. They averaged just over 21 points per game on the year, and Ryan had one of his worst years ever as a pro. His quarterback rating dipped almost 10 points. He had the most turnovers of his entire career. He did, however, throw for over 4,500 yards, which he has now done 4 straight seasons. So even though he has been trending a little bit downward here in pass attempts and his play just a little bit over the last 2 years, he obviously has a lot of room for a bounce back here with his pedigree of what we've seen. The problem is twofold. One, I do not trust Mohamed Sanu as the second receiver for this offense. I don't think he has proven himself worthy of a $32.5 million contract with $14 million guaranteed. And if Julio Jones, who has not been the pillar of health in his entire career up until the last year or two, if he goes down at any stretch of point in this season, the Falcons offense and Ryan's passing yards total could be in big trouble. The other problem, probably a more reasonable problem, is the running game, which is actually a big weapon for the Atlanta Falcons. It could be even bigger than it was last year. Falcons were pretty balanced running and passing the ball, but they could really run the ball 60-40 and see them up in 28-29 rushing attempts per game territory at the end of 2016 with Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. Don't expect Freeman to have a huge year, but I do think Tevin Coleman's going to continue to build off averaging nearly 5 yards per carry last year in a split role with Devontae Freeman here next season. Both of those guys are very, very good, and the Falcons have not had a running attack up until last year, but until 2011, since 2011, when Michael Turner last had his one good season. But with Freeman and Coleman playing well, with the potential of Julio Jones being double covered and basically really having to be taken out of the game with the lack of another option here for the Atlanta Falcons, I think under is the play here for Matt Ryan at 44-35.5. Like I said, I think that it could be a very improved season for this team on offense. I think it will be, but I do not think that Ryan has the ability here to get above 4,500 yards for a fifth straight season. I'm going to go under -110 at Bet365. That'll do it for me this time. Make sure you check out all of our other previews here on season-long prop betting picks from Bet365, as well as all of our preseason coverage coming up very, very shortly in the NFL. But until then, for Sportsbook Review, I'm Jordan Sharp.
Always on the go? Bet365 has one of the top mobile platforms in today's market. Sign up today and don't let your busy life keep you out of the game.